Hey fragrance friends, enthusiasts, welcome back. Benjamin here, Centaur Fragrance Channel. Hope that you're doing good. 2020 was a crazy year, but we managed to make it through, and of course there were some beautiful fragrances out there, and I wanted to show you my personal favorites that I came across, that I enjoy, and that are new additions that are going to stick around in my collection. So hope that you're smelling good and feeling good and living life to the best of we can in these troubling times, but beautiful fragrances nonetheless, and let's talk about them here today. First off, Lemon Verde from Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria collection. Now, this was a beautiful collection that they released, and fresh fragrances. A lot of them were very fresh and herbal and floral, and this one is all about that lemon, or that green lemon, that lime kind of vibe, and I love that lime vibe. Sometimes it's too abrasive. This here, it's just right. It has the lime, it's soft, it has a little bit of that almost like white clean patchouli. It's clean, you can wear this anytime, anywhere. Very highly versatile, and it's very unisex. Even though this line was marketed and maybe suggested more for women, this is one of the ones, along with Herba Fresca, of course, that Robes Await loves so much, that this fragrance is just great. Lemon Verde, I'm happy to have it in my collection. Sold out at a lot of places and actually discontinued. I don't know if it sold as well as some of the others, so if you want this one, you better get it sooner than later. Beautiful fresh fragrance. I have a hard time with fresh fragrances. The quality's here. It's not a super long lasting fragrance. It might give you 5 hours, but it's a beauty, and it smells like lime, and it's so refreshing. So I love that little juice. Talking about some more beautiful designer fragrances, I have a mix of designer and niche in this list, is Roadster by Cartier. Cartier is really beautiful. A lot of people talk about the, I think it's called the Perfume. I think that's what it's called, and Cartier gets some love here and there. I've talked a lot about them, and tried to get the word out on this one as best I can. This is a beautiful mint fragrance, very professional, very upstanding, makes you smell like a gentleman. Absolutely, very professional scent, upscale. It can smell posh and classy. It's going to have you smelling respectable. This fragrance probably is for the guys who are 25 plus, but if you can pull this off, and if you do have, you dress up a little bit, I do think you need to dress up maybe a little bit for this one. This is nice and refreshing and clean, and it's to die for. It's a unique designer fragrance, one of the better, designer fragrances that's come out in a long while. I think it's unique. I think it's creative and also clean and very, sophisticated at the same time. I don't know why this isn't talked about so much, especially from the more gentlemanly type of reviewers out there. Cartier's Roadster, one of the best designer fragrances, one of the best gentlemanly, respectable, fragrances, especially, from the guys who talk about the oak moss and the green fragrances all the time. It's got a little bit of green going on here, but a little bit more modern. I think could easily be comfortably worn here in the 20th century. So Cartier's Roadster, don't sleep on it if you're a gentleman and you want a classy, refined fragrance. So the next one I wanted to pull out was none other than Rivoli Amber. This is from the House of Primera Fragrances. This is a beautiful coffee, almost tiramisu-like fragrance. It is ambery as well. It's got a little bit of this sour, woody vibe, like Gaiac wood in the background. I find this so comforting. It's a really nice coffee fragrance. If you don't know about Primera, this is probably one of their best, if not their best. I love Prestige as well. They're a newer fragrance house coming out of Kuwait. They've been generous enough to send me some stuff. But anyways, this fragrance here, really nice amber. This a little bit of sour and the coffee. It's not overtly sweet. It's almost like Ferragamo, the Uomo that I love so much, that's overtly sweet. This one is a little bit more sour and maybe a little bit more niche-like. So for some people, that might be a good thing, something that you might actually enjoy. So Rivoli Amber, from Primera Fragrances, pretty good, darn good juice. The next one here, I got to pull out. Get another designer fragrance. We're gonna kind of jump into the niche side of things. Polo Red Extreme, great coffee fragrance. There was Giventi Play Intense out there. That was a good coffee fragrance, and there's been a couple of them here and there. Again, Ferragamo Uomo, but the signature one actually had a little bit of coffee. But there's not a lot of designer fragrances that have a lot of coffee. This is probably right now the best coffee designer fragrance on the market that's available. You can pick it up for about 50 bucks. It's worth every darn penny. It's nice. It still has a little bit of that red berry saffron gorgeous feel, but it's very much in the background. Here you get some dark woods, some coffee, and I still get some of that beautiful saffron. So classy, and it lasts a long time. It's a little bit more of a personal scent. It's not made to shout. great for the fall, great for understated, you know, maybe mature kind of individual who maybe, you know, wants to go out there with a nice jacket, but not shout. But it can be a seductive fragrance, though. Coffee really does a great job for being attractive to the ladies, and I don't know why, but this fragrance does have some charm to it. So Polo Red Extreme, probably have to get close to that special person, though. But nice fragrance. I think it's a hidden gem. I don't know why people don't talk about it so much. It's a solid fragrance release. Talking about mass appealing fragrances, I honestly didn't think that I was going to find anything remotely similar to Ultramall by, you know, a good old Jean-Paul Gaultier. I thought that I you know, that's not a fragrance for me. It's a little bit to a party vibe, a little, that's not really my style and my emotion. But this fragrance here really did a great job, guys. You know, this is Sensation by Guru. This one brings that vibe to you. It puts in some, you know, fruity tobacco. It makes it a little bit deeper, a little bit darker, and mixes in a little bit of Arabian flair into it. This is, in my humble opinion, a far better fragrance than, you know, the Jean-Paul Gaultier. And you can sometimes find these on sale if you're lucky for around that $80 range. So Sensation, you know, from the House of Guru. Not to be slept on, guys. If you like that Ultramall type of vibe, far better in my opinion, higher quality, longer lasting, and more interesting. I don't think that this will disappoint you. So Guru Sensation, beautiful fragrance. Another fragrance I had to pull out that I had to mention was Atkinson's Oud Save the King. I looked at it because there's a Oud Save the Queen and there's a couple other flankers. I always want to make sure that I say this one right. So this is Oud Save the King. This is like a tea fragrance, but so it's very calming and kind of mysterious. It's so cozy. It almost goes in that nutty direction, maybe a tiny bit of smoke, but it's a fragrance that's beautiful. It almost has this, you know, almost like Tonka-like vibe, but it's more of a sandalwood fragrance. So it's sandalwood, it's creamy, it's refined, it's fancy, and it has tea. This is such a, you know, this is what I would imagine a king's, you know, his bedroom to smell like. You know, this is so comforting and soothing, and you know, it can be romantic and seductive as well. Oud Save the King. Blown away by some of the quality and some of the deals you can get on Atkinson's. Don't sleep on them. They got some great fragrances out there for a great value and for a great price, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Atkinson's Oud Save the King, very easy to get into as an oud fragrance as well. And if you like tea infusion type fragrances, it's a calming, meditative, seductive fragrance. Don't sleep on it. So the next one I wanted to pull out, you know, that fragrance was calming. I wanted to pull out a polar opposite. This is a fragrance that's bold, brash, in your face, smells like a pirate. This is Treachery. Treachery by Maher Olfactive. I love this fragrance. This is a Divana, tobacco, coffee, chocolate, rich, abrasive kind of fragrance. This is it does smell like a gourmand, but there's so much Divana here, it's almost aggressive. It almost smells like an aggressive leather. And this fragrance is for people deeper into the niche game, most likely. Somebody who wants, you know, a lot of those gourmand fragrances are light, or even if they're dark, you know, even if sometimes they're smoky, they're a little bit laid back, they're a little bit casual, they don't really have an aggressive feel. This fragrance really growls. This fragrance is really in your face. This one smells like a pirate. This fragrance this makes you feel and smell like somebody who's on the most wanted list. So it's a gorgeous fragrance, guys. I have to tell you that Treachery is one of my favorite fragrances. One of the kind of feeling and the kind of vibe that I've always wanted with a fragrance. And Treachery really is a dream come true for me in my fragrance world. Not for everybody. I know it's abrasive. I know that it's aggressive. And I do have to say, you know, ladies, of course, can wear anything. Anybody can wear anything. But this is one that might come off as, you know, very masculine to some guys or some people out there. So that's Treachery from the House of Maher Olfactive. What else do we have to share here today? We got Amber Fever by Mansara. Now, this fragrance is kind of a hidden gem. I was tempted to bring out my, you know, beautiful and adored Oud Vanille, which I think is a great fragrance too. But Amber Fever here was one of my favorite pickups of 2020. This fragrance does have a little bit of that tiramisu, almost like coconut type of vibe. It's actually very clean. It's very sophisticated. It almost has a frangipani, like a floral type of vibe to it. It has a light amber. It's very wearable and highly versatile. It also has a little bit of coffee. I really got into that coffee vibe this year. Coffee was one of my favorite notes, probably my favorite note of 2020. I was happy to find some coffee fragrances that I've always loved. I found a few tobacco fragrances here and there, but I was happy to find one here. You know, a fragrance that's soft. It's cozy. Anybody can wear it anytime, anywhere. And Amber Fever, It's almost like Yves Saint Laurent Homme, the original Homme, but brought into a niche kind of spectrum. It's so likable, and I truly love this fragrance. So Amber Fever, don't sleep on it. It's unisex. Anybody can wear this. It does dry down. It does have some woods and some musk, and it's just a fragrance that for some reason is slept on in the fragrance community. Amber Fever, it's gorgeous juice. I highly recommend it. So what do we have next? We got 2 more fragrances here. Let's talk about Les Alexer's Oud. This fragrance is better than Tom Ford's, Oud Wood. I have to say it, guys. Oud Wood's been reformulated quite a few times at this point. It's been changed. It's been weakened. They've switched it around. They've done some switcheroos on us. And this fragrance is actually worked on by some of the original people who worked on Tom Ford's Oud Wood, and this is their rendition of it. Quality has not been sacrificed here, and this is actually a niche fragrance that's not exactly cheap, but it's a great fragrance, very long lasting. It's if you're not familiar with that Oud Wood type of DNA, it's like a seductive, modern. It has some elegance, but this one is, the Tom Ford's a little bit darker, but this one they made it warmer. It's a little bit spicier. It has some beautiful modern leathery oud, a little bit of vanilla, spices, some musk, and it is able to pull off that ambergris vibe also, to me, very well in this fragrance. So Oud vanilla, Oud. I'm thinking about Tom Ford too much, but Oud by Les Alexers. One of the best modern oud fragrances, one of the easiest to wear oud fragrances on the market. I think that this fragrance will surprise you and impress you with how long lasting it is and the quality. And again, I always wanted Tom Ford's Oud Wood in the collection, and this one just blew me away. It's I don't need Oud Wood by Tom Ford anymore. The presentation's great, and they're a great upcoming company. I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the future, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to pull out for us here in the soon. So new fragrances are on the way. Anyways, guys, the last fragrance here is none other than Kerosene Blackmail. Guys, this is one of the best hidden gems in the fragrance community, and I think it's called Unspoken Pleasures. They have some beautiful fragrances from Kerosene. Kerosene is a niche house, if you don't know. Very respectable, quality, value for money for what you're getting. This one, Blackmail here, is like a dark, almost like a sour raspberry. It has vanilla, it has oud, it has smoke, and it's gorgeous, guys. It's a fragrance that's truly addictive to me. It's a fragrance that I want to reach for, and I want to smell like this all the time, anywhere, anytime, every day. Truly gorgeous. Nichane Anis is also gorgeous. It's not the same fragrance, but I would say that if you wanted something darker and smokier, and maybe feels to some people more masculine, Blackmail is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, Anis great, and I might be tempted to get that one in my collection too. Nichane has been killing the game, and they've been doing great. But Blackmail by Kerosene won my heart this year, and might be my favorite pickup of 2020. So guys, I hope that you're doing fantastic out there. Thank you all for spending some time with me, chatting about some beautiful fragrances. Feel free to let me know which one sounded the best. Have you tried any of these fragrances? Have you heard about any of them? Do any of them sound good? Or, do you enjoy any of them? I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know your opinions. And let me know in the comment section, what's your favorite pickup of 2020? What was your favorite fragrance that you tried or bought or came across? And what do you think is the best? So let's get that conversation started. I'll see you next time, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Stay smelling great out there. I know that you are. I know that 2020 was tough, but we made it a good year. We did our best and made the best of it. And here's to a good year in 2021. If this is the last video you see of me of this year, Happy New Year. Congratulations for making it through a tough year, and let's make 2021 a beautiful year. So I'll catch you next time, everybody. I'll see you soon. This is Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance Channel. Again, y'all know how to help me down below if you'd like to, and I'll see you next time, everybody, and bye.